Good day, students. I hope you're doing well. This essay or this class will particularly focus on how to structure your persuasive writing, and this is part two of the one that we discussed last time. So we are going to make it really simple and short, right? So in persuasive writing, first of all, you have to decide which side you're on. Are you on the in the favor or are you against that? So after deciding that, you have to plan your essay, right? Create strong reasons as well as examples, as well as facts and figures to convince your readers. Of course, your purpose is to readers to be agreeing with you, right? आप चाहते हैं कि वो आपसे agree करें and you are convincing them, which is different from argumentative essay, right? So let us discuss the structure. Decide कर लिया आपने किस आपके फॉर एग्जांपल एक टॉपिक हम लेते हैं एज एन एग्जांपल दैट स्टूडेंट्स should uniform be needed in schools, right? So कुछ लोग इसके फेवर में होंगे, कुछ against होंगे, right? For example, if you believe that yes, I believe that students should wear uniform in school, so आप you're going to give some reasons as well. Different paragraphs में आप reasons देंगे and try to convince the readers, okay? और and you give the counter argument as well. एक पैराग्राफ में आप counter argument भी देंगे. Some people argue the other side as well. वो argue करते हैं कि नहीं, स्कूल में यूनिफॉर्म नहीं होना चाहिए. I mean, उनकी अपनी choice है. They should follow their own choice, for example, their own will. So ये हम देखते हैं. So अब आपने start कैसे करना है? Let us see how you start. Now if you see here, now the introduction part, right here, if you see the introduction, this is the introduction. How to write into the जो पहला paragraph है, right? You have to start with the hook. Hook मैंने आपको बता दिया था. What is hook? Hook like is the first sentence you're going to hook your readers. Make it engaging. को boring ना हो. I mean, आप hook देते हैं उनको, engage करते हैं the first sentence, right? And then you give a little background information about the topic. For example, जैसे अभी हमने uniform के बारे में बात की, you give them a hook, right? And then gives a little background about uniform, right? कि क्या होता है कि हम schools में हमें use करना होता है, and whatever the background of the topic, that why it is the burning issue, right? और क्यों ऐसा topic है जिसके बारे में हम discuss कर रहे हैं, इसके बारे में different views है, that's why we are discussing it, right? And we want to convince people. And then the last sentence would be the thesis. Thesis क्या होता है? Thesis statement is your point of view, whatever you believe. जैसे मैंने बताया कि if you are in the favor of this topic और आप समझते हैं कि yes, students should wear uniform in school, तो ये जो topic ये जो sentence होगा, this is called thesis statement, right? ये thesis statement बताएगा आपके readers को कि आपकी side क्या है. Are you in the favor or are you against that? Whatever side you have to follow the same structure. If you're in the favor, so in the other paragraph, that is called the body paragraphs, you have to give reasons as well as examples and as facts and figures to convince your readers, right? अगर आप against होंगे तो उसी हिसाब से आप reasons देंगे, right? So after finish your introduction, the body paragraph. The next paragraph is called the body paragraph. Of course, in body paragraph, you give the argument, right? Your first arguments along with your facts and your evidence. अगर कोई research उसमें मौजूद है, you can mention the research. For example, the Times has recently reported that. Times एक अखबार का नाम है, the Times, that, right? Or for example, monster.com has recently reported that in a recent research. आप ये भी show कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि देखें जब आप फैक्ट्स देंगे अपने रीडर्स को, तो वो मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली इस पे यकीन करेंगे, राइट? और वो कन्विंस इजीली आप कर सकते हैं. सेम लाइक दैट, you create another body paragraph, that is you present your argument number 2 with the facts and figures with examples also, right? So you can create 2 body paragraphs in your favor, and then आप एक पैराग्राफ काउंटर आर्ग्यूमेंट दे सकते हैं. काउंटर आर्ग्यूमेंट कैसे स्टार्ट करेंगे? आप कह सकते हैं ऑन द अदर हैंड, राइट? In contrast to this, on the contrary means opposite, contrast means भी opposite, on the other hand भी कह सकते हैं, यानी आप दूसरा व्यू देना चाहते हैं, right? And this is like आपका intro बन गया, the first paragraph, then you have body 1, then you have body 2, and then body 3, in which you have your counter argument. The last paragraph would be your conclusion. Conclusion क्या होता है? Remember, conclusion is actually paraphrasing of the same idea. यानी आप फेवर में थे, कंक्लूजन में ऐसा नहीं है कि आप कंक्लूजन में you just talk about the different idea. Of course, conclusion में you just rephrase the same topic, right? आप same topic को rephrase करेंगे, बताएंगे कि I mean, these are the for the reasons given above, right? Or for these reasons that I've presented above, I believe that students have to wear uniform in school, right? यानी जो आपका काउंटर आर्गुमेंट था उसको छोड़ के अपना जो आपने रीजन दिया, अपनी आपने जो साइड ली है इंट्रोडक्शन, उसी को अब you have to paraphrase. Paraphrase means saying the same thing in other words, right? Try to use different words. वही words जो आपने use कर ली introduction में, try not to use those words, right? So you use different words, you use synonyms as well, and then show it. Let's see an example, right? Example देखते हैं इसकी. This is an example for you in front of you. So if we see here, the topic is the same topic as we discussed, right? Schools should not, schools uniform should not be required, right? This is the topic, right? So up there's an introduction in front of you, okay? So in the introduction, the writer rewrites the title, right? Of his different opinions देंगे, and then the writer tells in the thesis statement that what is his or her own point of view. I'm talking here. I'm talking about this part, right? Particularly this part, the thesis statement I was talking about, this one. Okay. Now, if you see here, schools should uniform be required, right? Should schools uniform be required? Some parents and educators say that uniform helps students focus on academics instead of fashion. This is actually a background about the topic. As I mentioned earlier, you have to talk. You have to start with your topics, and this is the topic sentence, right? Okay. I believe this is not a strong one. आप इससे अच्छा create कर सकते हैं, right? And now this is the background information. Should school uniform be required? क्या uniform required होना चाहिए school में? This is actually your topic sentence. The topic sentence tells you about the topic. Okay, what are you going to discuss in the essay, right? Achari. Some parents and educators say that uniform helps students focus on academics instead of fashion. Yeah, आप background information दे रहे हैं. Others believe that कुछ लोग सोचते हैं कि focus नहीं हो पाता अगर आप uniform के बजाय different कोई dress code लेते हैं तो students अपनी पढ़ाई पे focus नहीं करते, right? Others believe that kids should have the freedom to choose. दूसरा जो है वो दूसरा point of view देते हैं ना. अब आपका क्या point of view है? This is the thesis statement. I strongly believe that uniform should not be required in school. मैं समझता हूँ कि uniform नहीं पहनना चाहिए स्कूल में, कि different dress code follow करना चाहिए. So what अब इसका मतलब है this is the thesis statement. अब मैं इसके favor में कि uniform नहीं पहनना चाहिए, I will produce some strong reasons as well as examples. और यहाँ मैं paragraph number body 1 and body 2 में दे दूंगा. And then I'll produce another paragraph here जो कि यहाँ पे नहीं है, यहाँ मैं produce करूंगा with the counter arguments. For example, मैं ये कह सकता हूँ अपनी जो कि मैं, because I believe that students should not use uniform. Maybe, I mean, there are many reasons behind that. For example, ये हो सकता है कि they should have right to choose their own stuff, right? Or maybe it provides a chance of their self-expression as well, right? अपने आप को self-express कर सकते हैं, उनका right बनता है, क्यों वो follow करें. और इसका ये भी हो सकता है कि school should, or the management should provide a dress code. Dress code means they have to wear like a formal dress. It doesn't mean that they have to wear the blue pants and the white shirts. So they can wear any cotton pant, right? Following the formal dress code. ये भी हो सकता है. Or maybe the argument against that can be also be strong. For example, ये भी हो सकता है कि parents कहते हैं कि भाई kids जो है अपनी स्टडीज पे फोकस नहीं करते, उनको हम चूज करना होता है ड्रेस में ये पहन के जाऊंगा, या आई मीन हैव टू यूज दिस, मैंने तो कल ये पहन के गया था, आई हैव टू चूज अ डिफरेंट वन नाउ, आई मीन द जैकेट, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू रिपीट द सेम ड्रेस अगेन. सो यहाँ पे फिर आके प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है, एंड दे माइट नॉट बी एबल टू फोकस ऑन देयर स्टडीज. Okay, or maybe pressure होता है उन पे to buy some new stuff because उनको जो peers होते हैं वो नया ड्रेस पहन के आ रहे हैं. So these kind of stuff. So these are some arguments that is against it. So मैं आपको एक rough structure बता रहा हूँ. You can start with the introduction paragraph. Then there would be 2 body paragraphs in the favor. You have to add, यहाँ पे नहीं है, but you have to add one paragraph for your counter argument, right? And then this can be your conclusion. यहाँ पे देखें जिस तरह as I mentioned earlier, right? यहाँ पे the last paragraph here यहाँ पे बता रहा है for the reasons given above here. For these reasons, या for the reasons given above, right? School uniform should not be required, right? Okay, reasons मैंने ऊपर दे दिए. Okay, just like that. So यहाँ पे आपने सिर्फ rephrase करना है. The way kids would have an opportunity to choose what to wear. यहाँ पे हम उनको self expression का मौका दे रहे हैं, आज़ादी का मौका दे रहे हैं. While adults would have an opportunity to set limits. और adults जो हैं, बड़े लोग जो हैं वो एक limit भी set कर सकते हैं. So this is actually like a rough kind of idea just I wanted to give you. So let me just recap this lesson. So आप कैसे आपने बनाना है? First of all, you have to start with the introduction. In your introduction, you have to start with the hook, right? And then give a little background information about the topic, that why this is a kind of a burning issue, or maybe ये थोड़ा सा controversial issue है. right? And then give the thesis statement. Thesis statement tells you what do you think about the topic, और उसी हिसाब से आप पूरे ऐसे का स्ट्रक्चर को लेके चलेंगे. Body paragraph में आप you give your first reason as well as examples. Second body paragraph में you give another reason with examples. This is what I believe. Third body paragraph में you give the counter argument that आपको जो opposite view है वो आप देंगे, right? And then in conclusion में you are just going to rephrase the same idea what you discussed in your introduction. So that's it for today. I hope it helps you, and you're going to write down the topic. We are going to discuss the topic that you have to write down in the classroom. Thank you very much. That's it for the lesson.